Good morning, Ahiah. Welcome to our meditation time this morning. My name is Patricia Roach, and I have the honor and privilege of doing the meditation with you this morning. So I just invite you to get comfortable and present, bringing your attention to your breath. And we're going to start with our breath, breathing in, holding, and releasing it out. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable. If not, look down. It helps to just avoid distractions and allows us to move into that sacred space of love and loving. So concentrating on our breath, we breathe in and hold and release it out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and hold and release through your mouth as if you're blowing through a straw all the way out. And one more time, allowing our bodies just to relax into the breath, knowing that this breath is the breath of God, a breath of love. It is our breath of life. So breathing in that love and just hold it, let it circulate throughout your body, and then breathe it out through your mouth. Breathing that loving out into the world, knowing that this energy of love goes where it is needed. And I invite you to go to that sacred space that is within. It can look like whatever you want it to look like. It's sacred and safe for you. And just know that this space is a space of love and a space of peace. I invite you to feel this loving peace within you, within your total body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Just feel this loving peace right here and right now. You might even say to yourself, I am peace. I am love. And as we say these words to ourselves, allow them to be felt in your body. Just allow that loving, peaceful energy to circulate from the top of your head throughout your body to the bottom of your feet. And feel that energy. Allow this energy of love to be a healing energy within your body, mind, and spirit. The I am is the God within. I am peace. I am that I am. I am love. invite you to feel this love, not only in your body, but as your body, your mind, and your spirit. Right where you are, right here, right now. Just be love. You might say to yourself, I am love. God is love, and God is all that there is. So that means that love is all that there is. I am love. Feel what that feels like within you. What does that mean to you? Love is a healing energy. Love can be an answer to all situations and problems, challenges. Is it loving is the question to ask. And if it is loving, it is true. If it is not loving, I would question how true it is. I am love. Just be in that space of loving for a few moments, knowing that this is the truth of who and what you are, right here, right now. I am love. This love that I am is non-judgmental. It does not criticize. It does not condemn. It is unconditional. It is love that God has for us, and we can do no wrong. For God only sees the good. Be that love now. Be that knows good and very good, that sees only the good. Just be in the loving. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, and we're going to do it 3 times. 4 phrases. I am love. I am loving. I am lovable forever. I am love. I am loving. I am loved. And I am lovable forever. I am love. I am loved. I am lovable forever. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. And I am lovable forever. Just knowing that we are connected through this energy of love as one. And that in this sacred space, this community that we have established this morning of love and loving, we can share with the world. So I just invite you to feel this love and imagine it as a ball in front of you. And just keep feeding this ball with the love and the loving that you are until it becomes so big. And what we're going to do is send this loving out into the world as a community here now. So on the count of 3, just imagine just pushing this huge ball of love energy out into the world. 1, 2, 3. We're doing it all at the same time and just sending that loving energy out into the world. Energy knows where to go, where it's needed. And as we do it as a unit, as we do it as an individual, know that it has an impact on our world. And as one of the one, we have an impact on our world. So as our meditation comes to a close and our service will start shortly, I just invite you to feel yourself in your seat. You might want to wiggle your fingers or toes and just become aware and present to where you are. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and we'll begin our service shortly. Thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.
And thank you to the Ahiah Band. Round of applause. Well, good morning, and welcome to Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living. We're located right here in the downtown Pasadena area in the Playhouse District. Thank you for being here today. Thank you online. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be with us today, and thank you. We appreciate that. We are a trans-denominational, metaphysical, spiritual center, spiritual community, and all are welcome. It doesn't matter your background, you're welcome. Just to give you an idea of how powerful this teaching is, I remember back in 2005, 2006, when I was introduced to this teaching, and I decided to be a practitioner. One of the classes I took was by a ministerial student, and I asked, how did you come to this teaching, this philosophy? He said, you're not going to believe this. He says, I was actually going to another church to meet this kid to buy some weed from him. And seeing that I couldn't get it before time, I showed up late, so I had to sit through the entire service and wait until service was over so I can pick up my marijuana from him. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He says, no. He says, that's what. And they had a youth program. And he said, I met him there another Sunday. He said, hey man, I don't have any weed for you. He says, I just came for the service. This is a pretty cool hangout. So next thing you know, 5, 6 years later, he's actually a minister and he's pastoring a church now. So you never know how this teaching may hit you. It's truly amazing. Well, it takes a lot to run this, and I want to go around and introduce our volunteers and recognize our volunteers that help us make this service run. Starting with Brian Menifee on the drums. Give us a beat. We have Chris Glick on the keys. And then we have Leon Johnson on the bass. Show you right. That's our band. So let's continue with our introduction of our volunteers. We have Julian on the live streaming that keeps everything together. Dorothy and Sandra doing collections and our greetings and the hugs. And then we have Milton running around here. He's running around here. He's our parking lot commandant. And both our ministers are away today. So we have a guest speaker, Reverend Dr. Joanne Coleman. And it's rare that both of our ministers are out at the same time. And it's like Mama and Daddy went away on a business trip and left us with a really cool babysitter. Oh, I get a lot of mileage off of that one. So before we continue, we're going to stand and we're going to do our morning congregational song. Can I ask you to stand, please? Butch Dubarri is our guest singer today, leading us along with Jackie O in our morning congregational hymn.
Thank you for all my Thank you for standing and joining us today. My name is Harris Silcott. I'm a practitioner here at Ahiah Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm going to be doing the invocation and reading today. Yeah, it's such a beautiful day. Thank you all for coming and being here while our ministers are away. I'm going to invite you to turn within and take a deep breath. Just connect with that source of energy you know runs through all of life. Connect with that place within you that proves that all of life runs through you, through us here in this space, in the air, in our clothing, in the seats, and in each and every person that we interact with today. We are all an expression of this most high spirit, this energy that is ineffable. It's everywhere. And through this knowing, we realize the blessings that run through us, that the blessings that we are in this moment, just being here, being present, taking these breaths together as a community. And with that knowing, we bless all those who aren't with us today, all those who are joining us online, all those who we know have graced these walls, who have felt this energy and have been graced by this place. For the ministers who are here and who are not here. For all of Ahiah's practitioners. For all of the history of this place. And for everyone who's stepped through it. We know that we are all connected by this energy, this spirit. And we are blessed by that connection. We are blessed by this presence, our presence. And I'm so thankful. I feel so blessed that I get to be here and experience the wisdom talk today by Reverend Dr. Joanne, all of the music performed by our Ahiah band, the lovely voice of Butch Dubarri, the peace and community that we create together. I'm so thankful for all of this and more. And with that feeling of gratitude, I release it to the perfect law of mind, knowing that it's already done, it's already in effect. I'm feeling it right now. I'm experiencing it right now with each and every one of you. And so I invite you to say with me, and so it is. So for today's reading, I pulled these affirmative well-being cards that are based off of the teachings of Abraham. And I pulled them while Patricia was doing her meditation. So we were kind of deep in the vibes. And I was I was inviting the truth of this gathering here this morning to show itself through these cards. And so I'll read these three to you. The universe knows me, and the universe adores me. On the back it said, if you will allow it, you will feel the love that flows to you and through you. You are always seen, always understood, and always loved. The second card says, anything I can imagine being, doing, or having, I can be, do, or have. As you ask yourself why you want it, the essence of your desire is activated and the universe brings it to you. And our last card says, the measure of my success is my joy. The amount of joy you have allowed yourself to experience is the greatest indicator of your allowance of energy and success. Whenever you are feeling good, you are an enormous, successful contributor. Thank you all for contributing to Ahiah's prosperity today. Thank you very much.
You know, I want to say one of our newest practitioners, but Harris has been around this teaching for a long time. It was just a matter of time before he actually stepped into this practitioner role. So I felt his consciousness coming and going, and he's a part of the administration team here, so he wears a lot of hats. Let's give Harris a round of applause, please. Well, if you're just joining us here in the sanctuary and online, thank you. And please remember to hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube so you'll be aware of the next time a new video comes up. Here's an opportunity for us to say hello to everyone. The word that Reverend Michael uses is sawabona. Say that with me, sawabona. And I understand it means I see you. Say that with me. Now, there's another word that is supposed to complete the greeting, but I don't know it. So when you say sawabona to someone, meaning I see you, then you respond with, I see you too. So let's greet each other with a sawabona to each other, and then I see you. Okay, I'm going to learn that. I'm going to learn that. Butch Dubarri is our musical guest. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. I heard that between Thanksgiving and Christmas is the most widely traveled time of the year. And surprisingly enough, one of the most popular destinations that people travel to is home. There is something very special about going back to the place where you were born and took your first breath. This song that Chris and I have had a lot of requests for is simply called Back Home. So you're tired and no one cares, still waiting on unanswered prayers. Just remember, you're not alone. Take that first step. Find your way back home. When all that you've tasted has been defeat, and your appetite for life is in full retreat, there's still that one place where you can atone. Take the trip and find your way back home. Back home, there are shoulders you can cry on if you need. Back home, there are people who will join you on your knees. And when all your convictions come under attack, you see, home folks can tell you they've been there and back. And when all your emotions feel like bare to the bone, it's never too late to find your way back home. Back home, there are shoulders that you can cry on if you need. Back home, there are people who will join you on your knees. Helping hands who will understand, and they'll provide the strength that you need. You won't pray alone. Back home, no, you won't stand alone. Just go on back home.
Thank you, Butch. Good morning, Ahiah. You can do better than that. Good morning, Ahiah. That's better. That's better. Energy, energy. I am Patricia Roach, and I'm also president of the Board of Trustees. So I have the wonderful honor and privilege of introducing our speaker this morning. So I'm going to read her bio, a little shortened. Reverend Dr. Joanne Coleman, very special lady in my heart. Joanne Coleman's life's work is rooted in generations of traditional scholarship and is focused on the Semitic Near Eastern approach to the Bible, the spiritual lives of women, and creativity as an expression of divinity. Mentored from an early age by medicine women from her rich cultural heritage as an African American and Native American, her journey as a traditional scholar was punctuated by preternatural experiences she would come to recognize as initiations into centuries of old traditions, culminating in her 14-year relationship with scholar and author Reverend Dr. Rocco A. Errico. Reverend Joanne immersed herself in a holistic approach to her scholarship, exploring the language, customs, and cultural nuances of the time and people, providing a rich context for a close reading of the text written in Aramaic, the native tongue of Jesus at the time and the region. Reverend Joanne was ordained by Reverend Dr. Rocco A. Errico in 1984, signifying the complete transmission of the core teachings of 3 generations of Aramaic biblical studies, and served as his assistant minister for 14 years while continuing her study and teachings. Today, Reverend Joanne is also ordained by Michael Bernard Beckwith, founder and spiritual director of Agape International Spiritual Center. She serves its congregation as a faculty member at Agape University, director of the Agape Vision Core Ministry, director of the Sunday Evening Worship Service, and as a member of the Ministerial Leadership Council. Reverend Dr. Joanne continues her life living and teaching, immersed in the ongoing exploration of how to fully express the embodied knowledge that is her legacy, asking not what would Jesus say, but rather, what did Jesus say? Our theme this month is a year of blessings, and her title this morning is A Mirror in the Manger. And so please help me welcome, with much love and appreciation, Reverend Dr. Joanne Coleman.
You have to keep the applause going till I get to the mic. Phew. That way I don't step into silence. Oh, I have 5 feet either way. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. Oh, no, no, no. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. I tell you, church, the world can't take that away. I'm gonna try it again. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. And that's my grandmother, that away. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. And you need your finger. Oh, no, no, no. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. The world can't take. The world can't take that away. What? What is real in me, the world can't take that away. We're trying to have some church up in here. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. Get ready. Oh, no, no, no. What is real in me, the world can't take that away. Let me get a little softer. The world can't take that away. A little softer. The world can't take that away. The world can't take that away. You see, you're just impossibly beautiful. I found this out one evening during winter formal. I had on my dusty long dress for the first time. And the way our house was built back then in Columbus, Ohio, the staircase was perfect for walking down. And as I was coming down the staircase, there was cute Johnny right there holding my wrist corsage. And there was sweet Dada Michi, that's what I called him, Dada Michi. He had the camera, one of those instant cameras, right? So he had 6 packs of film ready to go, and he had my little white rabbit stole that was to go around my shoulder. So Daddy had the stole in the camera, and Johnny had the corsage, and I came on down the steps. And when I came down those steps, it was the first time I saw my father look at me. It was like he had magic in his eyes. And for the first time in my life, I knew myself to be beautiful. Impossibly beautiful. The way a daughter can be in her daddy's eyes, in her mama's eyes. And it was a wonderful time coming down the stairs and going to winter formal. Because what's not true, what else can be true about us being impossibly beautiful is that we are made in the image and likeness of God. In the language that was first said in, the image and likeness over there in the book called Genesis, is the Zelma and the Damut. Nice, huh? Isn't it great to know that Aramaic, the language Jesus actually spoke, is still on this earth? The Zelma and the Damut, translated as the image and the likeness. What's that? I mean, but how do you get that into modern English, Reb Joanne? Well, the image is like, I want to say it this way. I don't know if you've heard of this artist. Her name is Frida Kahlo. She's very famous because she had one eyebrow and one mustache. A very famous painter she was and is. And she did something that all artists eventually will be asked to do, which is to do a self-portrait. So all over the place in her work, you see the famous eyebrow and mustache. She painted herself in so many of her paintings. Zelma. God had to do the same daggone thing. God had to look around for what would be the image that God would make humanity from and in. And when God looked around, there was only God. You've heard that, right? God and only God. So when God looked around, God could only do a self-portrait. That's lovely. That we are the image. We are the self-portrait of God, of love, of beauty, of kindness. And then we've got the Damut. Sometimes in a modern language, they say Damut is the, like a photograph, but we've already got a self-image, so it's also more like a sculpture, right? So we are God's sculpture. God scoops as a sculptor down in the mud and the clay, the red mud and clay, and forms something, and no place else to look but his own nature, her own nature, and makes that image and the likeness, the self-portrait and the sculpture in its image, in her image, in his image. And that's pretty good because that's a spiritual revelation. Because until that revelation, we were almost God's playthings, God's toys, the God's almost dead mouse that a cat will play with. We were just something that entertained the gods. And we were making all kinds of images of the gods. But this God, so almighty, so good, so delicious, so real, so very here and now, this God does a different thing. This God makes the clay in its image, the painting in its image. So instead of the human being running around trying to create images out there, we're created from the inside out. Did I say that well? That we are the image and likeness of God, that we are, you are, us, and we is impossibly beautiful. Every day of our lives, through our prayer practice, we are coming down the stairs to receive our wrist corsage and our rabbit stole. Now, I don't even know if that's politically correct to have a little white stole made out of a rabbit, but, faux rabbit, I'm sure. So we are that kind of beautiful. But here's the deal, church. What does it mean to be beautiful in the Bible? Who gets to be beautiful in the Bible? Well, one person comes to mind, and that is, you've heard of this person, Job, right? He has a conversation, him and God and the devil. You know it's happening in consciousness because there ain't no devil, okay? And if there was a devil, you would have to spell it with a B, the way my grandmother said, the devil. You ain't trying to give it no respect. And that devil only has 4 sentences. You ain't enough. You wasn't enough. You never will be enough. And oh, by the way, you're disconnected. And it's the same sentence over and over in every culture. So Job loses everything, and then everything is restored to Job. So Job names his daughters, who are said to be the most beautiful women on the earth. They are beautiful. And one of the daughters names as the beautiful daughter, her name is Yemima. Now, I had no idea until the Semitic approach to the Bible that Jemima, was a biblical name for Job's beautiful daughter. When I grew up, Jemima just was a pejorative, and they were like my spirit. There were two spiritual parents I had. I had Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. And then when you got teased at school, they say, "Ain't your mama on the pancake box?" Okay, you didn't hear that one growing up? Okay. So these two made-up characters were the domestic life that I was to aspire to. Now, since there's been unrest and Black Lives Matter, Aunt Jemima has completely disappeared from grocery store shelves. She's no longer there. She's gone. And Uncle Ben, he lost his title, so now he's just Ben's. I'm telling you all that because to be beautiful in the Bible, what the Bible, the Semitic approach, the Aramaic approach, when you are beautiful, it is not something that happens over there and out there, but that when people come upon you, come to you, look at you. There was this woman, her name was Sarah. She was Abraham's wife. She was so beautiful, she got stolen twice. She got returned, but got stolen twice. Why? Because she was impossibly beautiful. Beautiful. That meant that when you looked at someone who is beautiful, spiritually beautiful, emotionally beautiful, psychologically, who is beautiful, you don't see your face in their face. That's not the kind of beauty. This is God beauty. What you see when you look into the face of the God beautiful one, you see your spiritual destiny. You see something that is possible for you that you did not know was possible before. It might cause a soft aha, but this kind of beauty, this is why she's going to get stolen, because you look into her face and you see that a life in the presence of God is not only possible, it's happening even now. We don't often have that kind of beauty because we have collapsed, if you would, Butch, beauty and pretty. I feel pretty, I'm so pretty, right? From the musical, right? I feel pretty. But I'm talking about that you are impossibly beautiful, and that we come to this gathering this morning to look into each other's face, not to see your face, but to see the face of God. And when I stare into you, I see my true identity. I'm no longer confused. It all falls away, a sense of otherness, a sense of over there-ness, and the presence of God is real here and now when I look into the face of the God beautiful. Did I say that well? So here's what you do. You go, Amen. You are impossibly beautiful. And when people look at you, they need to softly gasp. It is said in that Genesis story of Adam and Eve that God scoops, makes a shape, it becomes this humanoid shape, and then God does one more thing. It says God King James says, and then God breathed the breath of life into Adam. In Aramaic, it's a lot more rooty and earthy. It says God exhaled into Adam, and Adam gasped. And the gasping is like this. God comes upon you, and you will be gasping. Not for breath, but with breath and from breath. God has exhaled into all of us. God stopped waiting to exhale and found the vehicle called you and I and us to exhale into. And we took many breaths. We gasped in the presence of God. Because you are impossibly beautiful. Watching these steps. When you look into the manger, you see, we're in a place, a season, I call it high tide. High tide is when the world, the mass celebration of the Christ Mass, the mass celebration of Christ consciousness. Christ is a Greek word, and it means to be oiled. They didn't have a Bible nor a bag of scrolls to swear you into office. They oiled you into office. They took a ram's horn, prayed over sacred oil in the horn, and then there you were. They poured that oil on the top of your head for a specific purpose. You just didn't get all greased up for no reason. You got greased up because you were going to be a man. You are a woman that God has called forward. When Dr. Errico knew that I could be trusted with the Semitic approach to the Bible, I got to be ordained or oiled. He was so excited. He wanted to do it, very Semitically. He wanted that horn and some consecrated oil from Jerusalem, and he wanted me to bow low and pour the oil on my head. I said, not in my $400 dress. And they're gonna pour oil. And back then, I had a 22-inch Jerry curl, so I had plenty of oil. I did not need for him to pour oil. I said, I think I want the old-fashioned. I want the modern. I don't want to be that Semitic with, a quart of oil, olive oil poured on my head. There's going to be cameras there. My family's going to be this ordination. And so he did the traditional, he dipped his finger in the fragrant oil and, massaged and opened my first eye. Some call it the third eye. I didn't want to be ordained. And the word Messiah also means to be oiled. So we say in our teachings, we say Jesus, we gave it lots of grammar. We put a comma, Jesus, the Christ. We could say Yeshua, the oiled, Yeshua, the buttered, Yeshua, the greasy, Yeshua, the bergamot, Yeshua, the royal crown. I am naming ancient oils from my past. And so there was this child that was born. His mama had a dream about him. As mamas back in those days wanted to have a dream, every mama wanted to know that she was going to give birth to the oiled one, the ordained one, the Messiah one. And so she has this baby. She does. In the story, it says there's no room in the inn. So the baby's going to be born more like in a barn, but not today's barn, not my grandfather's barn, but something way more pleasant, because people did often sleep with their animals, sleep near their animals, so it's very fresh. It's not nasty hay in the manger. It's clean and fresh. The whole thing is clean and fresh, because you know this, ladies, when Miriam got to the inn, and they were out of rooms, so they're going to let her, use the spare room. That woman went out there, called the Jewish midwife to come on down, bring her baskets of goods and oils and ointments, and come into the barn. That barn was clean as it could ever have been. Animals put away, no stray anything on the ground. And so the midwife and the owner of the inn, the wife, there are people in there, and the custom is that men aren't going to be in the barn because they need to get away from the fluids, which might contaminate them and get them ritually unclean. So there's only women in the barn. They don't tell us that in the Christmas story. They make it seem like Joseph is there, but no, Joseph ain't in anywhere. Well, anyone who is slightly Jewish knows that Joseph was not in that barn. And here's the thing I want you to know today, is that the Christ is seeking its birth as your life. There is something, there is a dream, there is a calling on your life. It's high tide, and when it's high tide, it means that dreams, like big ships, they can only come in so close to the shoreline, and then they've got to drop long boats down the side and paddle the rest of the way in so that the big ships don't run aground. Some of us have big dreams that did run aground. Some of us have hopes and dreams that we didn't know how to have them move forward. We just didn't know how. And then the tide went out, and there we were. We have been left bereft with dreams we don't know how to live. But I'm telling you, church, I'm telling you, child, I'm telling you that it's high tide, the mass celebration of the Christ. And so something is seeking its birth as your very life. You see, what's real in you, the world can't take it away. There's no situation, circumstance, or condition, or as one of my little young 8-year-old friends says, ain't no situation that can keep you from living the life God has called and has planned for you. Your calling never expires. It does not age. Your calling is as fresh as the first time you heard it. As a matter of fact, you can only hear your calling for the first time. You never hear God twice. It's always God again for the first time. And so, in the barn, in that more slightly removed from the tradition, there is that which your calling would like to have you live. It would love to live its life as you. It wants to live you, and as only you can be lived, the way God is. Whew. And so, when you bend over the manger and go coochie coochie coo to the Christ, coochie coochie coo, there's a mirror in that manger. And when you bend toward it, it's arriving as a reflection of the life you are called to live. I'm telling you, church, there's a life you are called to live. You are impossibly beautiful, and God needs for you to notice that so you can have the courage and the wherewithal within to live your calling. I need for you to live your calling. I need for you to become the milk and cookies under the Christmas tree. I need for you to go ahead and be the gift Your gift is your talent, the thing you're kind of good at, the thing you like. You can tell what it is. You don't have to know how. How ain't our business. First you say yes, and then the how opens up. Most of us want a life where we get the how and the plan before we told God yes. But the way it really works is you have to say yes to God. I will live this called life. I'm answering the call. It's high tide, so if there was ever capacity and strength and energy, this is that time of year. You're the one everybody's waiting for, and mostly you're the one you're waiting for. There's a woman you were called to be. There's a woman you are meant to be. There's a man right back there. There's a man you are meant to be. A man you are meant to be. See, some of us had some ought to be's and some should be's. We got shoulded all over. And so we've tried to live out our parental dreams for us, our auntie's wishes and hopes for us, our school teacher's idea. I don't know about you, but I was moving along in my young life, and I got paralyzed, stopped in my tracks by one eyebrow. Have eyebrows ever stopped you? I was moving along in my life, tried to show someone my writing, and they had that Dr. Spock one eyebrow thing. And with one eyebrow, I could not move forward. I gave up on myself and on the calling. I thought that they knew what my calling was, but there's a life that only you can live, and it's your meant to be life. Like an avocado tree is meant to be an avocado. Like a peach tree must peachify. There's a life you're meant to be, meant to live, and I want you to start that living today. How am I doing on time? How much more time do you think I have? No one knows. Okay, well I've got 10 more minutes? Ooh, shucks. That's plenty. When you look into the manger, there is a mirror there. And you can tell you saw it because you will do just what Adam did. You will begin gasping. Can you try that? Taking in lots of breath. Not those sweet, polite breaths. Take it in. Take it out. That's good. That's good too. But when the Spirit come upon you, it's always a surprise, and it's always the first time, and it's always startling as it ought to be, since you can't come to God twice. It's always God for the first time again. It's pretty good, huh? I've got about 8 more minutes. I wanted to tell you that when you look into the eyes of your Christ baby, your Christ child, in addition to the gasping, you will come upon Taibuta, Aramaic for the word grace. Taibuta, grace, which is the forever and always givingness of the presence. It's a presence that's never an absence, and it's continuously pouring like Niagara Falls. And if you stand there near Niagara Falls, you will become soaked from the mist. Taibuta. And Taibuta, the grace of God, is in the manger. And when you look into the eyes of that baby, you will come upon the great dew. D-E-W-W. When you look at Christ, you will see the first D, and it means deserve. Finally, you will be in a life that you don't have to deserve. Can anybody risk am I saying this well? It's a little play on words, but it's an undeserved life. Most of us are living a life trying to deserve to get to be alive. But when you see that inner Christ, your need to deserve vanishes, evaporates. The dew, the grace, the taibuta, the D. E, you will finally stop trying to earn your passage into the presence, to earn your contact. You'll stop trying to earn it. There was that song, she works hard for the money. You will stop earning your right to be here. You'll stop deserving. Can you feel that distinction of living an undeserved life? I know that we use the phrase differently. I deserve that. No, the God presence gave it all to you already. You can't deserve it. It's already here. You can't earn it. It's already here. D-E-W. And you can't work hard for it. W, work. You can't work for it. There's not enough workshops. I don't know about you, but I have taken a zillion workshops and taught them too. They're good Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but by Wednesday, I got to get my notes out because the magic has worn off. I got to go get me another dose because it didn't stick. It didn't stay. It wasn't like grits. It didn't stick and stay. So there's the deserve. You look into the manger, and in the manger you finally realize this life is yours and it is a gift and you can't deserve it. You can't deserve the love of God. You can't earn it. You can't earn it. There's no trick you can play. There's no standing on your hands. There's no way to earn the love of God, the presence of God, because it's already here, like the mist of Niagara Falls, the endless, ceaseless, edgeless pouring of the wet vapor. Can't earn it. You can't work for it. There's no job you can do. You can't work for it. You look into the mirror face of the presence of God, and there is no deserving what is there. God made everything as a self-portrait. There is no earning. There is no working for it. There is the last W, D-E-W-W. There is welcoming. There is welcoming. You must welcome it. A friend of mine passed away, several this season, and their phrases were, and God took her and God took him. And I said, oh no, God don't take people. God don't take people. God receives us. Received. We make it welcome. We say yes to it without knowing what will happen to us. You know what will happen. You will end up living the life you were called to live, and it will be delicious. It will be wonderful. It will be marvelous. And not only is it at the will be, it is true already. You see, what is real in us can't be taken away. It can only be discovered. You have to come upon it. Like in the spring, we got to go to where the California poppies are. We got to come up on it. Our spiritual practice gets us in the inner terrain so we can come up on the natural blooming of our lives. You see, are impossibly beautiful. And when we see you, we see the image, the self-portrait, and the sculpture of God. And we hear you speak, and we feel the gasping and the taking in of the breath in a way we hadn't taken it in before. We took it in rapidly. We took it in without thinking about it and calibrating it and planning it. When you see the Christ, you will feel the dew of heaven. What is real in me? Hey, the world can't take that away. What is real in me? The world can't take that away. Oh, no, no, no. What is real in me? The world can't take that away. The world can't take. The world can't take that away. What is real in me? What is real in me? Hey, what is real in me? The world can't take that away. What is real in me? What is real in me? Hey, what is real in me? The world can't take that away. No, no, no. What is real in me? The world can't take that away. The world can't. The world can't take that away. The world can't take that away. Let there be gasping. The world can't take that away. One more time. The world can't take that away. It's an honor to be here. And let's just have a soft gasping. Let our eyes rest closed or let them stay open. Let's just have a prayer. In the language of Jesus, this is the Aramaic prayer, often known as the Lord's Prayer. In the language it was first composed in and first heard in. So let yourself travel back to the present moment. And Yeshua said, Aun Dwashmeya Nith Kadash Shmach Te Maukuta Nekwe Seviana Ekana Dwashmeya Up Bar'a Haulan Lachma Disun Kanan Yamana Wash Wuklan Chailbain Ekana Dan Schwaken Ahiah Ula Tatlan El Nishona Ela Pasan Minbisha Mito Delahi Maukutha Uhaila Utishbokta El Alam Amin Amen. How good it is, Lord, to love you and to love you as community. I thank you for this time. I'm grateful for this time. You are so good. My grandma used to say, Lord, you just too sweet. You're just so sweet. And so in the sweetness of this gathering, we know that our needs are met, that which hurt goes into remission. Somebody had diabetes, check it out, in remission. I hear it, remission. It's over. We know the truth of our lives, that the truth of our life is the presence of God. And our bodies can heal anything standing in the right condition, and we're standing there now. There's a mirror in the manger, and for once and for twice, we see who we really are. We see the face of God as our very face. Oh, the self-portrait and the sculpture are we. And I'm so grateful and thankful for this time together, for this gathering, for this the gathering. I'm grateful and thankful, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful. All praises be to thee, O great one. And so it is. Amen. This morning. It is now time for our conscious giving. This is where we participate consciously in the law of circulation. That when the basket comes by and I've got my gift in my hand, my money, my check, when I open my hand over the emptiness of the emptiness of the basket is a place, pulls for the tithe. Then my empty hand pulls for my prosperity. I am available for prosperity because I've created a sacred emptiness, a hollowed out space, lungs that can receive the exhalation of God as prosperity. This is our conscious giving time. We are conscious that we are actual participants in the circulation of God. The nature, it is said, abhors a vacuum. So when you put something out of your hand into the pot, into the plate, that's the vacuum nature can't stand, so it rushes in to fill you 100-fold. And in the Semitic culture, it might be 100-fold for your $1. It might be cash. But it also means in the Semitic culture that you will be fulfilled by your tithe 100-fold. It means that some of y'all cried yourselves to sleep last night. Some of you were crying when you woke up this morning. Some of you rolled out your bed and rolled to the side of your bed like your grandmothers did to make your prayer. That fulfilled 100-fold means the desire of your heart is what's going to get fulfilled. It may be cash, and it may be relationship. It may be closeness. It may be forgiveness, given and received. 100-fold, the presence of God is restoring and returning to you during this conscious giving event. And so, do we hold our gifts, or what do we do? How do we do the affirmation? We just say it, it's up there? Hold by your heart, okay. This gift I give is God in action. Don't go too fast. Don't be lollip, scoopity dooping. See, because that's how you miss your blessing, because you're doing it by rote. You forgot to put the hesitation of, this is the first time I ever saw you, Lord. And you're acting like you saw it before. This moment has never happened before. This gift I give is God in action. I send it forth with joy, confidence, and ease. I am blessed by the law of giving and receiving as I now share my gift with life. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen. Amen. One more thing before I leave. That piece where it says pressed down, shaken together, and running over is an actual, literal, cultural event. They would hold their aprons open to purchase an amount of wheat or flour or whatever it was, and you'd hold your apron open and the goods would be placed in there. And when it was a generous merchant, then he would tell you to press it down, shake it together, so that you could hold even more. Pressed down, shaken together, until that was running over. Amen, amen.
I don't know about you, but I'm full. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Joanne Coleman. Another round of applause, please. And now we'll have our guest artist. Round of applause as he comes to the stage.
Reverend, before I do this tune, I want to publicly, in front of all of these good people, to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have members of my family, as I listen to you, I think through me, they were listening to you. All of us have had the kind of days when you wake up, everything goes wrong. I used to call my 94-year-old mother, and I always said, "Mom, how you doing?" She always had the same answer. She said, "Son, I have good days and bad days." This song is about having one of those kind of days when everything goes wrong, but I believe at one time or another it was a perfect world. Listen to these words, and I'm sure you can relate to those kind of days when nothing goes right, but you still persevere. It's called Perfect World. 1, 2, you know what to do. Bring it down just a little bit, Chris, because I need some help. I have some lyrics that I want you to help me sing. It's like a sort of a call and response. I'm going to say something, and then you are going to say to me. And please say it with some conviction. And here is your lyric. Hold on. Stop, complete. I want them to hear this. You are going to say to me, when I lay out my complaint, you're going to say, "Other than that." Can you say that? Other than that. Now we'll play the song. 1, 2, one more time. You know what to do. Hey. Got out of bed, strained my back. The neighbor's dog beat up my cat. I found my car with a tire on attack. I called AAA and they said, wait until it's flat. It's a perfect world. On my way to work, I spilled hot coffee in my lap. And then me and the boss, we got into another scrap. You know what? He said my overtime check got lost in the mail. And then baby brother called and said, I'm back in jail. It's a perfect world. The world was perfect once upon a time. Everything in harmony. Everything was fine. And then we came along. Oh, we must have been the best. How else can you explain such a perfect mess? It's a perfect world. Taxes going up, paycheck going down. I swear, I don't know what it found. The kids are acting too noisy. The wife won't be sweet. She said, we can't make love because the water bed leaks. I'm sorry. I gotta do that one again. I'm gonna do that one again. Hold on. I said, paychecks go, whatever. I swear, you guys are good. Other than that, all right, let's do that last verse. It's a perfect world. I said taxes going up and the paycheck going down. Politicians talking about a big rebound. Another war just started out somewhere. And my hairline's searching hard to find my hair. It's a perfect world. Yeah, it's a perfect world. It's a perfect world. Thank you, folks. Perfect.
A round of applause. Oh, when he said something about the hairline, I remember when I was in the military, I would salute like this. If I went in now, I'd be like, aye, Captain. Well, it looks like the children are ready to come on in. Can we get some marching music for the youngsters, please?
Good morning. So it's a holiday today, and Alejandro's going to tell you what the holiday is.
Bodhi Day.
Bodhi Day. Will you tell us about that?
Oh, Bodhi Day is basically like the remembrance of Buddha and like the craving for attachments and like the reason that people suffer, because like if you have an attachment to something and you crave that attachment, like let's say I go to Disneyland without Durai, and Durai really wants to go to Disneyland, but she can't go to Disneyland, so she's sad the whole day just saying it's unfair, it's unfair, it's not fair. And then she gets over it the next day.
Today we read a book called Under the Bodhi Tree, which celebrates a Bodhi Day, and it's about Buddha and how like he was raised, and how his father wouldn't let him see people suffering, and he was like really overprotective. So one day when he's older, he decides to go out and he sees people suffering, and he decides to help people out because that's his first time seeing anybody being really sad.
Malachi's gonna tell you what we did in teen group today.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we talked about a bunch of stuff today. We just mainly talked about how December is usually the time for gifts, and we turned in and thought about what gifts we have, and we made a little name tag, and we wrote our gifts that we have, and then we gave them to people, well, the teens. They gave them to, like, one was style, and Ellis got style. And then Ellis gave Sophia music. And so we just gave each other blessings. And so that's what we did in the teen room.
So December 14th, we're having our first teens lockdown, and that's basically just like a big teen sleepover. And it's gonna be here at Ahiah, and we're gonna have like games, movies, music, food. It's gonna be like a potluck. So if you guys wanna bring one of your teens to come join us, then that would be awesome. And then Ellis is gonna talk to you about our chili fundraiser.
No, I'm not. Chili fundraiser on December 15th. If y'all want to come, I don't know what to.
And what are we raising money for?
Oh, we're raising money for the camp. So y'all should really donate. Y'all should buy a lot. Yeah.
We did last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Alice. So just a reminder, next Sunday we will be selling chili. We have vegetarian, chicken, regular meat, and I think there might be one other type of chili. And also, if anybody wants to pre-order, just get a hold of me and we can do that. So thank you, as always, thank you for the support.
The kids are always fun. In addition to that, our Friends in Need annual Angel Toy Drive. Give a Christmas gift to a child by donating. It should be up here on the screen, and we're accepting donations until December 9th. And I think, which is tomorrow. Okay, so rush them in. And our friend Nancy is here. Nancy, did you have some encouraging words for us, or as she comes down the runway? Nancy Johnson.
Good morning, Ahiah family. I'm so glad to see you. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. And I want to give you a big shout out because you came through again like Ahiah Angels always do. And we have raised over $1,000. And I'm leaving here and going to do the shopping. I have the gift cards for the kids, but I have to buy some other little things so they have them. But I want to thank you so much for helping out with this. I made a lot of calls this week from my sick bed, because you can hear how I sound. And, but everybody came through. So I'm so appreciative once again, and the children will be so happy on Thursday. I'll be taking all the gifts over. They're having a big Christmas party next Sunday for all the kids who had registered with Friends Indeed. So Santa will be there passing out the gifts. So thank you again. I will take checks or money today before I leave, and if not, we'll get you next year. We've got lots of giving to do because there's lots of need in our community. So I will come to you every time with my hand out, okay? All right, thank you.
Graciously and lovingly. Next Sunday will be, so get ready for next Sunday. The chili team, yeah, that too, for the teen camp. They will be selling their chili, as they mentioned just a moment ago. You can send your donations in, or when you come, you can buy your bowl of chili and purchase 2 along with chips, and that helps them get to the camp this year. Next is Calling All Men to Ahiah. Next Sunday, I will be facilitating our men's group, 1 o'clock in the classroom. Snacks will be provided. And the topic is, what is toxic masculinity? Community Holiday Sing-Along, December 22nd. Join us as we sing together our favorite holiday songs right here, December 22nd at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Cider and cookies will follow. Book study every Tuesday, 7 to 8:30, The Power of Kindness. And on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, Healing Circle from 7 to 8:30. Ministry of Prayer. Ahiah CSL offers many resources for affirmative prayer, and that includes a form that you can fill out and stick in the prayer boxes, or you can do a dial of prayer. And in addition to that, we have our practitioners. I'm a practitioner. Chris is a practitioner. Can I ask all the Ahiah practitioners to stand, please? So if you're in need of prayer or counseling, we'll make ourselves available for that. Yes, ma'am. Did you have something to say? Oh, okay. So we are ready to go. And I'm going to ask Reverend Dr. Joanne to bless us with the benediction. Reverend Doctor, the benediction is simply releasing with a blessing. Say that with me. Releasing with a blessing. We got one more congregational? Okay, well, just stay up here with us. And we'll do the congregational, and then we'll do our benediction.
Okay.
Hi, Jackie. Oh, Liz is here. Come on up. We're going to sing Tomorrow's Chance. And please stand as we and join us as we sing Tomorrow's Chance.
I got you, Butch. I got you.
We need some lyrics.
Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance. Take a chance.
While we're standing, just a too long benediction. Shlama Rabba. Hu baraba, hadutha rabta nechewon, hon, hasha, el alam, almin, amen. Abundant peace, abundant love, and abundant joy are ours now unto forever. Because you see, something wonderful is happening through me right now. Is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, life is in all my affairs. I accept it. I am it. I share it. Just the way it appears, and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen, amen. And so it is.
So it is.